Saturday morning, headed out to yard sales. To say I'm not a morning person would be like describing water as wet.
Yay!
So as the heat has come in this summer, so have yard sales in my area started to wane. These are the items that I picked up at the first couple of yard sales. This Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles plush, I paid $1 for. Had them listed for about $15 on eBay. I had taken some AA batteries with me, had tested this Samsung digital camera on site. There it worked, here it does not. They had asked $4. I paid, $5. I paid $4. Luckily, it came with a 2 GB SD card, which I lotted with the earlier Sony CyberShot camera that I purchased a couple of weeks ago. This camera I'm selling for parts online for $11. I also picked up at the second yard sale a Sony TRV 250 camcorder. It came with the original box, manual, everything, the remote, everything except that is the charger. So I've had to order yet another charger, and if it arrives, assuming it works, it should sell for well over $100. If it doesn't, I assume it's going to sell in the neighborhood of $30 to $40. In any event, all the items that you see, the 3 items that you see, I paid $15 for. After driving out of my way to a non-existent yard sale, long story, I checked my phone, found a yard sale on my way back. Quick stop in. I bought everything you see here for $1. It includes the base. It's a fan that connects to a PS4, a PS4 vertical stand, a phone holder. Now it doesn't have the cable, but it holds your phone and charges your phone wirelessly. A Nyko charge base to charge your controllers, and a Scuff Gaming controller with the cable and a plate and a manual. I tested the controller last night on my PS4 with limited success. Now, part of that may be because of my limited experience with this type of controller. It has a mapping system. There may have been a fault with the connection. There was a chip on the controller. I listed it as for parts, and I'm pretty convinced it's going to sell for about $40. The charge base, the fan, and the vertical stand, I have those listed for about $14 each. And I'm going to give the wireless charger to a family member. Not a bad turnaround for $1. Since there were not a lot of yard sales in my area this weekend, I made a point of going back to the bait and tackle shop. Probably will be my last trip until they really tear into the back room and open up some of the boxes that are sealed. In any event, I bought a basket of controllers. This N64, I have it listed for $20. 3 Pelican PS2 controllers, Pelican 6688, I believe. One of the controllers, the right R1 button sticks. The other 2, I'm actually not going to do anything right now. I do have a PS2, and when I pull it down, connect it to test some games and things, I'll test the controllers at that time. So I'm just going to put those on pause for the time being. There were a number of power bricks, power supplies, a Dell, a laptop. I listed them all separately. People do buy, do find themselves in need of these things, so $12 to $15 each. There was a Cabbage Patch doll in one of the back rooms, in need of a little love, as well as dressing, and a good wash, but I have it listed for $19. It'll probably sell for about $15. And I picked up 2 more games, probably the last of the games that I'll be able to get. A PC game, Tom Clancy's Hawks, which is sealed, probably about $15 in value there, and a Nintendo GameCube Over the Hedge. Well, the box is over the hedge. It's actually a GameCube game called Pikmin. Pikmin sells for about $30, I believe, with just the disc. Picked up everything that you see for $30. So my total for the day was $46. What do you think? Was it worth going out? Was it worth going out? Yes. Financially, yes, of course. I've sold a few items, made most of my money back. Still have a lot of items to get rid of. This particular sale, just so you know, I tend to shoot the outros on my videos typically a week or so after I've been to the sale to get my thoughts together, to think about what I want to say, what I thought about today, anything in particular I found, anything, any interesting things that I've sold, that sort of thing. But this particular day really sort of weighed on me because for a couple of reasons. One, I went to a particular residence and the word tweaker came to mind repeatedly the day of and the week following. You got the sense that there were a lot of items that were being taken apart late at night for no discernible reason. Nothing you can do about that. You just run across it every now and then. If you ever go to yard sales, it's just something that you see. It's always sort of sad. And you try and get out of there as quickly as you can. The sale where I picked up all the electronics for $1, that was great. In, out, super friendly people. More than anything, got the sense that the woman who was having the sale was doing it just to keep her daughters occupied, maybe teach them a lesson about money, give them an activity to do together. It was genuinely a pleasant experience, not just because I saved money and found something, but because they were pleasant. Lastly, the honey hole that I've referred to in a couple of videos. I still genuinely believe that there are a lot of items yet to be discovered, items that could be saved, items that could be reused, and financial reward that could be taken out of the establishment, both for the family who owns the business and for any resellers or customers who want to use the items. I think it could be win-win-win, but it's a matter of tearing into the back rooms where a lot of those items are, because as of yet, it's literally just rooms that are dark, no light, no one goes back there, easily items that have not been physically touched in, I'm going to say 10, 15 years. I do not get the sense, well, at least on this particular day, I did not get the sense that what I have been told previously was entirely accurate, that they were ready to divest themselves of the business, the inventory. And I say that not because it's a story about this particular establishment or these particular individuals who are incredibly nice, but mostly because I recognized a lot of patterns that I've seen in my own family, within myself, about dealing with loss, dealing with items attached to individuals. And it's not about the value of the item per se. It's not about the item itself. Oftentimes it could be an inconsequential item that has limited financial value, but for some reason you fixated on it and you think that that item represents something more than it does. And perhaps it's just a case of not enough time and distance has gone between the loss of the individual and moving on, liquidating the estate, liquidating the items, and what have you. What do you think about that? Have you ever experienced that in your own life? Have you ever witnessed it in others, or at sales perhaps that you've gone to? It's more common than the general public realizes. Yard sales and auctions occur because someone is clearing out a home or an estate or a room because of loss. Could be because of divorce, could be because of death. In any event, oftentimes people are dealing with those issues when you go to a yard sale or an auction. And in this case, I went and I just got the sense that more than I ever had before, that they weren't ready to let go. There was a book on a shelf, not a bookstore. And as you know, at yard sales, hardbacks command $1, no more, no less, usually. It's just a last-ditch effort to get something out of the book. If you ask more than that at a yard sale, it's just chances are you're just going to be carting a pound back into the house at the end of the day. I assure you, I was probably the first person that had touched this item since it came into the store, and yet they wanted $5 for the item. This item probably sells for $5 on eBay. That's an indicator to me that they really aren't. They're either trying to squeeze every penny out of an item, and that is going to hamper you when you're trying to close an estate. Again, I'm speaking from personal experience. Sometimes it's worth selling it for less money so that you divorce yourself from that item and can move on with your life. Have you ever found yourself in that position? In any event, I really wish them luck. For my own self, completely selfish, I hope they open up the back room at some point. We can just tear through it and I can show you a lot of great items. And I really hope, fingers crossed, that the family, the business comes to an equitable result for the entire family, that everyone can be happy, everyone can be ready to move on. We're all not on the same timetables. In any event, it was an interesting day for me. As you can see, I had a lot of thoughts about that weekend. Moving on, I have some exciting items coming up to show you in my next few videos. I really am excited to show you some of them. A couple of them, boom, knocked it out of the park. If you've seen my shorts on YouTube, you'll have an idea of what I'm talking about. In any event, hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you thought about this video. Any thoughts about loss, moving on, the items themselves, thoughts about the videos. Hit me in the comments. Like if you like this video, hit like if you don't like this video, and then again, go down to the comments and tell me why. It's the only way I'm going to learn. I thank you for watching. My name is Scott. We'll see you next time. Bye.